Ah, the Gunslinger. It's the default class you're given as a new player when you start the game, and for good reason. On paper, it doesn't get any simpler. Fragmentation grenades, significantly reduced weapon recoil, and bonuses for landing headshots. Basically, the perfect mechanics for a beginner. I mean, grenades, you throw them, they go boom. Headshots, that's just what you do if you want to kill things. Reduced recoil, even your 6-year-old little brother can hit something when he shoots. And because of that, you immediately feel like trying something else. I mean, sure, he's nice enough with his little grenades, but when the game offers you Molotov cocktails, a quadcopter that electrocutes nearby zombies, or a shield that blocks damage over 240 degrees and can stop juggernauts, the Gunslinger starts to look pretty underwhelming. But underestimating him would actually be a serious mistake, one I personally made for a long time. Because the Gunslinger is one of the highest DPS classes in the game, with insane potential for pure carnage, and above all, one of the most fun classes to play. He went from being the class I completely ignored to the very first class I prestiged all the way to rank 9, and that's what I want to talk about today. This video isn't really a guide, it's more about how it feels to play Gunslinger, and for that, we need to talk about this class' strengths. The game design philosophy behind WWZ's classes is pretty simple. No matter what, you're going to kill Zeeks, a lot of them. The game could technically exist without classes. It would be less fun, but it could. Because the class you play doesn't determine whether you can kill zombies. A class just makes a certain way of killing zombies easier. So, what does the Gunslinger actually do? Well, it enhances the most fundamental mechanics of a shooter, and rewards you for using them. Every single Gunslinger perk is tied to one of the most basic action you can think of in a shooter game. Reloading? There's a perk for that. Switching weapon? There's a perk for that. Emptying your magazine? You guessed it. There's a perk for that. You don't have to try to activate Gunslinger perks, just playing the game in the most basic way naturally triggers them. And that's exactly what makes the class so fun to play. Rewards just keep happening, it's like getting paid for breathing.
All mine.
The downside is that there aren't that many radically different ways to play Gunslinger. There are build variations, sure, but they mostly come down to personal preference. However, there is one wrong way to play Gunslinger, and that's not being subscribed to this channel. I know I'm small, but trust me, I put my heart and soul into these videos, so please subscribe, it really means a lot to me. Anyway, there is one actual wrong way to play Gunslinger, and that's not equipping the frontline supply perk. Hey you! Yes, you! Do you like shooting things? Of course you do. But you know what annoys me when I shoot things? Reloading. Fortunately, I found the perfect solution to never reload again, and that's Frontline Supply! With Frontline Supply, every headshot you land refills 5% of your magazine. That's right, as long as you keep chaining headshots, you'll never run out of ammo. How does it work? We don't know! 12 of our base scientists are currently in severe depression after trying to figure it out. So call now and get your Frontline Supply perk for only 150 yellow coins. Frontline Supply only works if you're level 5 or higher. Buying Frontline Supply locks you out of 3 other perks. We deny all responsibility if you suck and can't consistently land headshots. All jokes aside, it's hard for me to imagine playing Gunslinger without Frontline Supply. This perk is a dopamine factory. Shooting non-stop while zombies' head explode, watching your ammo count go up instead of down as you fire. Man, this perk alone is why I love Gunslinger so much. Getting ammo back on every headshot is already incredibly strong, but the fact that it's percentage based is completely insane. Take the Paladin, for example. It has a 125 round magazine, so every headshot gives you back 6 bullets, when just 1 is enough to kill a zombie. In a 2025 patch, Saber also introduced the Wasp SMG, which can hold an absurd 275 rounds in a single magazine. That means each headshot refunds a whopping 14 bullets. Combine that with the fact that both the Paladin and the Wasp become more efficient the longer you fire them, and you've got yourself a winning combo that can carry you through pretty much everything. And as if that wasn't enough, the perk is bugged. Even though it says it only works on primary and secondary weapons, it also refills ammo when using heavy weapons and mounted LMGs. Since the 5% is rounded up, even shotguns benefit from it. A headshot basically costs you no ammo at all. There isn't a single weapon in the game that doesn't benefit from Frontline Supply. Now, of course you need to be able to land headshots to really get value out of this, but Gunslinger has so many perks built around headshots that if you're not aiming for the head, I honestly don't know why you play it. I sometimes see level 30 gunslingers finishing a match with 700 kills and barely 50 headshots, and to those people I have to ask, are you really having fun? I mean, sure, you can play Gunslinger as just an enhanced default character, but come on, where's the fun in that? If you truly want to experience the joy of Gunslinger, you have to aim for the head. Personally, I like to run Concentration and Headhunter Reward, which respectively give me a 75% temporary health boost and a frag grenade whenever I land 5 headshots in a row. Headhunter Reward is particularly great. One of the main issues with the Gunslinger is that his frag grenades are pretty underwhelming. A grenade can kill up to 14 zombies in a medium radius, which is fine, but when you add the fact that they don't explode on impact and you can only carry 2 of them, yeah, I'm not afraid to say it, Gunslinger grenades are probably the worst gadget of all classes, maybe tied with the smoke grenade. However, once you unlock the ability to regenerate a grenade every 15 seconds simply by landing 5 headshots in a row, and you boost them with fire in the hole or impact grenade, you can turn this mediocre gadget into a genuinely useful bonus tool, perfect for clearing zombie waves and dealing with special infected. And yes, I know this power relies heavily on landing headshots and that it's not always easy, but that's exactly what gives the Gunslinger one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire game. Well, definitely higher than Vanguard at least. With a bit of practice, you should see yourself exterminating Ziggs in no Wait a second, wait, why do I have to reload? Okay, that's weird. As I was saying, with just a bit of practice, you'll become one of the biggest killing machines out there. You'll be throwing grenades left and right. Wait, where are my grenades? What the hell? Am I not landing headshots anymore? Anyway, you'll be throwing grenades left and right, making Ziggs go bye-bye. You'll also get the survivability you need thanks to that sweet temporary health boost. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Alright, I guess we need to talk about a major issue with headshot-based perks, and that is hordes. Because these perks rely on landing headshots in a row, you can't afford to kill zombies in any other way or the counter resets. The problem is that during horde waves, zombies are tightly packed together, and with bullet penetration, it's extremely easy to accidentally kill an extra zombie while aiming for the head of another. Add to that the fact that zombies are significantly weaker during hordes, and it becomes almost impossible not to kill them by accident, making headshot perks extremely unreliable in these situations. During exploration phases? Sure, go wild. Zombies even have this funny habit of lining up perfectly for execution, which makes everything easier. But against full-on swarms, things get way more complicated. To mitigate this during hordes, I usually position myself on the side of a pyramid and aim toward the top. This makes it much easier to chain headshots. However, you can't do that on every map, and on higher difficulties you often need to aim at the bottom of the pyramid to make it collapse. Playing this suboptimal way might activate your perks, but it can also straight up cost you the game. After hearing all of this, you might be thinking, wow, maybe Gunslinger actually sucks?
It hurts too much.
I mean, hordes make up like 50% of the game, right? Fear not, my friend. Gunslinger still has plenty up his sleeve. Remember when I talked about level 30 Gunslingers ending games with massive kill counts but barely any headshots? Well, the truth is that the Gunslinger's full efficiency relies on something else. Don't get me wrong, headshots are still important, but real magic happens when you equip these 3 perks. Sort it all out, switcheroo, gun fanatic. Trust me, these perks are already strong on their own, but together they form one of the most powerful combos in the entire game. The first one loads your secondary weapon with explosive rounds when you empty your primary magazine. The second increases your damage by 50% for 5 seconds whenever you switch weapons. The third reloads your primary weapon when you fully empty both your primary and secondary. If you don't see where I'm going with this, it basically gives you infinite ammo and a permanent damage boost. Switcheroo in particular is completely insane. A guaranteed 50% damage increase for 5 seconds just for switching weapons, something you already do constantly, it's ridiculous. Running these 3 perks together lets you absolutely mow down incoming waves and makes the build extremely reliable during hordes. I highly recommend picking the Senjata PDW as your secondary when you're using this setup. The only real downside is ammo consumption. These perks reload your weapons automatically, but your total ammo reserve is still being drained. That said, if you run deep pockets or free refill, you'll be perfectly fine. Combine all of this with frontline supply and you've got the perfect Gunslinger build. Seriously, there's nothing this class cannot handle. I realized I haven't talked much about Special Infected yet, but that was purely to spare them the embarrassment. First of all, just reaching level 10 automatically tags every active special zombie within a 20-meter radius, protecting you from one of their biggest strengths: surprise. Second, just look at this. I don't think any other class can delete specials this quickly. The Senjata with explosive rounds plus the 50% damage boost from Switcheroo is absolutely disgusting. I also want to point out that frontline supply works even if the headshot isn't lethal, turning special zombies like Juggernauts or Infectors into literal ammo dispensers. Hey, sorry, do you mind if I borrow your head to reload? Okay, thank you, bye! And honestly, the funniest part might be using impact grenades to farm hilarious ragdolls on bulls. When it comes to weapons on Gunslinger, the bigger the magazine, the better. It synergizes perfectly with Frontline Supply's 5% ammo refund. That said, since the 5% is always rounded up, you'll always get at least one bullet back per headshot. This means shotguns and powerful single-shot weapons like carbines are a totally viable option if that's more your style. And yes, any pellet from a shotgun counts as a headshot, so firing into a horde more or less guarantees constant ammo refills. With how versatile the class is, it's no surprise that pretty much any weapon works well on Gunslinger. It's the only class that can choose between a shotgun, an assault rifle, a submachine gun, or a carbine as a starting weapon, and that says a lot. The only weapons I personally don't like using on Gunslinger are burst fire guns. Partly personal preference, but also because getting one bullet back when you're firing 3 at a time just feels counterproductive. Another thing I really like about Gunslinger is how strong the prestige perks are. They improve reload speed, ammo capacity, grenade efficiency, recoil control, and weapon swap speed. Every single one of them is useful, and the chance to spawn a mounted LMG when you deplete one is just a nice little cherry on top. When you play Gunslinger, you're not running away from the zombies. You stand like a rock against the tide, letting them line up as you tear them apart, firing longer than anyone thought possible. Bonuses keep triggering: health, ammo, explosives, everything you need to deal with whatever comes your way. You fear nothing, because nothing can't be dealt with. As bodies pile up around you, as your magazine stays full, as you throw grenades and watch them come back seconds later, as buff sounds ring again and again in your ears, that's when you will finally understand how it feels to play Gunslinger. Thanks a lot for watching and for staying until the end. If you enjoyed it that much, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing maybe also to the channel. That would really help me out. I really enjoyed making this video, so I'm probably gonna make one about every single other class in World War Z. And in the future maybe I'll tackle other games, I don't know. But in any case, I would love for you to join me and to see where I'm taking this. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully very soon. Cheers.